on here. It'll be fine. So, what is happening tonight? If anyone's watching this, please share it, because I can't, because my laptop isn't playing today. If you are watching this, what we're doing tonight is we realised Psychic Realm hasn't fully launched yet. Psychic Realm is my website, what I'm going to be using to showcase more of the readings that I do. Anyone who has had readings from me before or knows me as a reader will probably recognise me from one of the big sites that I read from. I read across Purple Ocean, Purple Garden, Keen, Psychic Vop, and you can order readings directly on Psychic Realm. So, why won't this work? Oh, there we go. I've got it. Hey. Yes, so, but tonight we're going to do some free readings. We're going to do some free quick question readings on this thread. And the reason why we're doing free quick question readings is because my young apprentice here, what reader name are you using? River is a fun, because as a lot of you will know, you normally when you start reading you pick a name to read under, so she's picked River. Has been learning the Major Arcana for a while now, and the easiest way to learn is to just try and answer some questions. Now, the one thing I will say about this is, if you come to me for readings because you think that you're amused by my quite direct and no-nonsense answers to things without sugarcoating them, then you are in for a treat. because I'm positively a little ball of fluffy fairy loveliness compared to the way that I've seen her deliver readings. So, yeah, what we're going to do is, if you have a question you would like answered, please make it one that you're not too horrifically precious about. If you have a question you would like to have answered, then please drop it in the comments, post it up in the comment section. And the way we're going to work this is, River is going to do a 1-card draw. So she's going to give you a very brief, very to the point answer with a 1-card draw. I will then come in and do a 3-card pull and give you a slightly more rounded answer.
I need to help them as well, my memory is not good.
You're getting there with your majors though.
I'm getting there.
If anyone's looked at learning tarot, usually the way that we do this, or the way that I recommend people do it, is that you learn your major cards first. There are 22 major cards in a deck, and when you're reading, the major cards tend to be like a big flashing neon sign. They're the big messages, they're the big bold kind of bullet points, if you like, when you're doing a reading. Obviously a full deck is significantly more cards than that. Full deck is, 78 cards. 70 some cards of lots.
If I look struggling, can you just give me a keyword?
Yes, I will do.
It's like
you've been doing really well though.
Yeah, but I know them, but then I'll forget them.
You have to not stick to the kind of traditional meanings too much though, because there's a lot you can pull out of one card.
I know, but you told me it's positive alignment is the right way. Everyone's doing it,
But yeah, that it takes some getting used to. So doing a 1-card pull is a very easy. It's a very brief answer. It's a very short answer.
Basically.
It's massively to the point. So it's not something that you're going to get a huge amount of meaning of. Even when I'm doing the 3-card pulls to kind of get a bit more of a consistent answer to it, then you're not going to see you're still even in a 3-card reading. See, Sadie has faith in you.
I don't know.
It's really funny, once you start reading, you kind of fall into a pattern with it. I mean, I do.
Yeah, but look at my deck compared to yours.
Yeah, but you're only reading majors.
Yeah, but still, why is it so complicated?
It's not. Well, it is. I say it's not. I've been reading
You're
professionally.
You're reading minor though, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm reading major. I'm reading a full deck, yeah.
No, I'm reading major. You're reading
You're just reading major.
I'm reading... Yeah, you're reading mine.
I'm going to pull with the full deck.
Yeah, but that's they've got the minors in.
Yes.
I'm just reading major, but you said you were reading major, so I was like...
Oh, okay. I'm reading both. I'm reading full deck. But it's... You learn your major cards first, and it just... Cara's watching as well. Yeah. So it's... Yeah. You're basically going to give a very brief bullet point answer to a question.
If I remember the meaning of the card.
No. Go with it. Go with your first instinct when you say it. Just go with your first instinct when you say it.
My instincts aren't good. No, it's to punch him in the face.
I knew this was going to be damaging to my career. I just didn't see the full implications of how. So, so if anybody is brave enough, and again, this doesn't have to be a particularly serious question. This can be a case of how's work going to go next week. This can be a case of, you know, anything you want thrown out there. It will be one card from, ta-da, and 3 cards from me. Now, I've been reading professionally for over 15 years now, and I started reading when I was younger than you.
I've been reading for a week.
You have been reading for about a week, but how will the weekend go? See, now Sadie's gone away this weekend.
Okay, so how will the
weekend go?
Okay.
You go, and then I'll draw.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, let me get clarity on this. Oh my god!
We pulled the same card.
We pulled the same card. Now, wait, because this, now, wait, if we read this as a full, now what is
it's in a negative alignment.
It is in a negative alignment, but when I see this in an inverted alignment and I get clarity, see, right, I've got a full run inverted. The fact you've pulled the same one as me is really interesting. When I get a full run inverted, what that actually means is that you're not going to be fully in control of the situation. So what we're going to say with the weekend is just go with the flow. Just literally don't kind of try and plan it. Don't try and be like, we're going to stick to a schedule.
Wait, because it's inverted, does that mean she's either going to lose a friend or she's going
to... No.
Like...
What you do is when you get a full run inverted...
Well, no, because it's the lovers and that normally means you're going to like... Friend.
This is interesting. If you get a full...
relationship, but it was inverted, so...
If you get a full run inverted, you don't read them all inverted.
Yeah.
You basically read the positive alignment.
So it's... Yeah.
But...
The opposite way.
So no, you read the positive alignment, but you accept that because they're all inverted, that it means
it's out of your control.
It's outside of your control. You can't overthink it. You need to just kind of go with the flow of it. Now, at this point, we should probably show Sadie's what the cards we both drew.
It was like that.
So yeah, where now this is funny because you don't know where she's going this weekend, and I do.
Where's she going?
The fact we've both pulled the lover cards.
Is she going
straight
on,
at the deck?
A date with you or something?
Shh!
No!
Hush!
Is that
shush! She's gonna come for you. You're gonna die. I'm gonna have to edit this before this goes out on YouTube. You're in so much trouble.
What is it?
Shush! Stop talking!
I was just asking.
So yeah, this is definitely a good way, a good weekend for forming relationships.
So she is going to.
This is definitely a good weekend for forming relationships. However, don't overthink it. Do not overthink it, Sadie. Seriously, because of the alignment we got these in. Don't overthink it.
So she's going on it.
What do you mean? I also have the King of Coins coming through, which in my deck presents as a man holding a gold medal. So I'm just going to leave that with you as well, because I know that will make sense.
Next question.
So yeah. We're never going to be allowed to do this again. Right, okay. So how do we pull the same card? That's really weird. Okay.
Because it was meant to be.
That's not ominous or anything. So yes, basically, don't overthink this. Chill.
It's okay, be scared to say it now.
Relax. When you're working as a professional psychic, okay, especially when you have my freaky dreams, if something pops into your head and you're like, maybe this could be happening, don't say it out loud on a live stream. How can I be happy in my everyday life? Amy Louise. Yeah, we're going to leave that with you, Sadie. But yeah, that last card was definitely good. But do not stop overthinking things. Okay, Amy, how can I be happy in my everyday life? So general advice for happiness for Amy. Oh, that is a good one. Okay. Let me draw here.
Okay, the Chariot normally means
Ooh. These cards are haunting me. They are giving me sass today. Sorry, my cards are being...
Aren't you supposed to draw the first, ma'am? Stop changing.
I have a deck that occasionally gives me sass when I'm not listening to them properly and throws the same 3 cards at me 20 times a day until I flick them and tell them to go away. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, you go with the card you got first and how you would bullet point answer this.
We were talking about this in the card wall.
No, but what's the first thing that comes in your mind when you see them?
Lions.
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 That is actually interesting because that's on there. Okay. What does that conjure up for you? When you see that image, when you see Chariot?
I don't know. Bravery.
Bravery. Okay, that's good. So, basically, what we're seeing there is bravery. So this is about taking big, in the way you would read that is it's about taking steps that you're a little bit nervous to take, and I would agree with that because when I'm looking at pulling this in, first card I've got is the 9 of Coins inverted, which is all about not focusing too much on the long-term plans. Don't worry too much about the details. Don't worry about where you're going to be.
So
like way down the line in the future.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Step out.
Especially when it comes to worrying about things that have, that are way down the line. Focus on what's going to make you happy now and work with that. I've got you coming through as the Queen of Coins. You're a natural planner. You're naturally someone that's quite grounded. You don't often take big leaps of faith, which is interesting knowing what profession you do because you don't see many people coming through with coins cards within that profession. The other card I've got through here is the Knight of Wands inverted. Be aware that people around you may change their mind last minute. So again, when you're making long-term plans, appreciate the fact that, look, you can't plan for everything. There is this natural thing where people around you are going to swap things up and change things out on you. So why should you be sat there being a slave to like, well, I need to do this and I need to do this and I need to do this, when people around you aren't doing it? So
tell them to do it themselves.
That's a good one, yes. So, wait, I missed one off. Satine James has come in with one, but there was one there from Satine as well. Oh, what should I be doing with my life? That's a big question from Satine.
I ask myself that a lot.
It's nothing like teenage cynicism to win the day out. Okay. These cards have been giving me sass for a day, but I love them dearly.
Well, that's nice.
Okay, now, beware of.
Well, that's inverted, so it's a negative alignment.
It is, so it's giving you a warning message. And what does that card represent?
Devil.
Temptation, over compromising.
So don't be tempted by...
The devil card in positive alignment
means...
What is with these cards? That's how many times in a row now? 4 in a row before I've cut it. They've decided to give me that rubbish. That's better. Okay. Basically, Scarlet pulled devil inverted. Now,
that means... What does that mean?
The devil card is traditionally all about
temptation.
not being able to find a good compromise to things, being overly tempted by taking the easy option.
So don't do that.
Being swayed by others. Because we've got this inverted, it's basically going, sometimes advice is good.
Listen to it.
Sometimes it's not. And in this case, it's, you know, there are going to be a lot of people telling you to compromise on things. And sometimes you just have to say no and stick to what you want. And this, kind of the opposite of the reading we've just given Amy. When I'm looking at the cards I've got out for you here, one thing that's come through is every single one of them are in positive alignment. So this very much puts you in a
like
position
control.
of, yeah, it puts you in a position of control and a position of power. So there's not a lot of circumstances that are going to come up and be like, you just have to deal with this.
Basically, you have to do it yourself.
You have to do it yourself, but you can do it yourself. You don't have to be reliant on other people, which is a big one. Cards I've got come up here are really interesting. I've got the 8 of Cups. Think about what's going to make you happy long term. You are in a place where you want to be thinking 5-10 years down the line and focus on what's going to make you happy rather than what's going to make you successful. That Cups card is dead giveaway that you need to focus a little bit more on the emotional side of things than the practical side.
Focus on yourself.
4 of Swords. Everyone hates sword cards, but in this alignment they're actually quite good. Give yourself some good stability. Like, pick what parameters you need in your life as the important things. We're like, what do I need? What can't I live without? And what can I kind of be like, I can totally change. Get those 4 corners, those 4 foundations put in. And the Star card. Remember what I said to you about this card? I both love it and hate it.
It's basically saying, look.
It's a good fortune card. It's basically saying, look, there are going to be opportunities that present themselves and it's all about taking advantage of them when they come up. So,
and it's all in positive alignment, so it's completely in your control.
It is. There are going to be some good opportunities come up, and you need to think. The question you need to ask yourself goes back to this card: what's going to make me happy long term? And I need to. And so, what do I want to do here? Not what does anyone else want me to do.
So don't think of anyone else. Think of what you want.
Yeah, occasionally you just need to look after yourself, and that is a big call on that card. Okay, who else did we have? There was one from James. I have a lot of cards on here.
James asked a question.
James did ask a question. I'm going to see if I can find it. Why are you nervous about reading for James?
I don't know. He's scary. What if I read it wrong? He's like,
he won't be. James is a pussycat. Let's see if I can find it on here. James. Are my current recent plans going to pan out the way I'm aiming for? Okay.
Can I do that again? Because it's just giving me the same card.
Okay. If you know what, sometimes you will pull a card and you'll be like, that's wrong. I've done it. I've drawn cards for people and I went, that's just wrong. You just kind of have to go with your gut instinct. If you're looking at that and going, that's not right, recut. Yeah, sorry, Sadie. She's like, how come only my secrets get aired unless... Okay, just that's an interesting one.
Justice is about something. If it's inverted, it's gonna be something like not being fair. So it's gonna be like things might not be the way you want it, but it's really from this because it's all in negative alignment. You really don't have control over the situation. So,
so yeah, basically, James, I knew this was going to happen. So basically, James, sometimes shit happens, and that's what we're looking at here now. Because
it's out of your control, basically.
Yeah, sometimes things are just going to go wrong, and I have to say, I have a full spread of inverted
did I do
cards.
That well?
Yeah, you did that really well, actually.
Yeah.
However, what I would say is I have a full spread of inverted cards. Yes, so much like Sadie's at the start of it when we're looking at these cards together. It's not so much that things are just going to outright go wrong, but things are going to be outside of your control, and occasionally you're going to look at something and be like, that's not fair. That's not how this should be working. But there isn't a damn thing I can do about it, so I just need to look at what I need to do for myself, and not compare it to anything else. And that's hard sometimes,
right now.
But
wait.
However, I have to say, when I'm looking at your cards, lot of...
Ooh, Tyler's watching.
Hey, Tyler.
Ask a question.
A lot of interesting cards here. First card I've got up is the Ten of Cups and Positive Alignment. This is a really big success card. So whilst we're sat here going, things are going to happen that aren't fair and there's nothing you can do about it. Long term, if you keep your eye on the bigger picture...
I'm cold.
And stop worrying about the details, this will be good, okay? You just need to kind of... Looking at the cards I've got here, you have a habit of being distracted by small details. You have a habit of being like, well, that tiny little part of my bigger plan isn't fair, so I'm going to focus on the fact that that bit isn't fair.
Focus on the bigger picture.
And miss the fact that everything else is going quite well. Beware of that. Be very aware of that. Look out for written messages coming through. It's either an email or a letter. There's a written message coming through in around the very end of this month. Very end of November, maybe early, very end of November, got Knight of Wands coming in. There is a message telling you that the situation is changing. There is something going on that is changing. It's a good change, but it kind of, again, it throws you through a bit of a loop. So, again, accept the things you cannot change.
You're going to get
Focus.
some shit, but it's going to get better.
Stop swearing! You're not allowed to swear!
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
You let me swear.
No, not in public. To
Well,
yourself.
These are your friends, so...
It's still public.
But
No swearing. No swearing. But we will discuss that later, okay? It's gone so far off course.
Someone asked a question further up after James.
Sure, I know, I'm going to get to it. Also, James, Two of Swords. Get some, balance, stability. Focus on just being... Again... You pick your priorities, focus on the priorities, focus on the bigger picture. Do not get distracted because the little details of it aren't fair. Because some things you just can't change. Okay, let's see what else we have coming through.
Sure one said, am I pregnant?
We aren't allowed to do those readings for legal reasons.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Legal things you can't read on legally. You're not meant to be doing readings... Okay, first point, if you charge money for a reading, we're not charging money for this, so it's still a grey area because we're reading it under the banner of Psychic Realm, which is a company. So we're going to stick to those guidelines. Things you do not do. Read for people who are under the age of 18.
Why?
Because they are minors, and if you tell them something that influences them, it could be seen as being irresponsible. So you do not read for people under the age of 18. You do not answer any questions to do with medical situations or pregnancy.
Why?
Because it's just irresponsible. If people take your advice and it conflicts with professional medical reasoning, you do not read on medical issues or pregnancy. You do not read on specific legal issues or specific financial problems. If people are like, how's my finances going to be? That's fine. If they're like, I've got 100 quid here, I'm going to bet on a horse. Which horse should it be? No.
We are not influencing your decisions.
So yeah. There is that one, but where am I?
Your finger's in the way.
Yeah, sorry, Mancat, we cannot read on pregnancy. It is a legal thing. It's, even though we are kind of doing this for fun, it is a difficult one to do. However, what I will do is, because I know you've said you're in your relationship, is I'm going to look at that generally.
So how's Monica relationship?
So we're going to look at generally how sort of relationship and family life is going in general, because that we totally can answer. But anything specifically to do with babies and childbirth, unfortunately, because I read on an international platform, obviously this is fun. But because okay, right, we're totally going to ignore Monica's question because we cannot answer Monica's question directly.
I know, but I was thinking about how a relationship is going, not the other thing.
Yes, that's definitely what you're answering, Scarlett, with that card. Now, what did we were talking about this card earlier because you specifically asked about it.
Am I supposed to remember?
Go with what you think.
Well, normally it means destruction if it's inverted, so it'll be the opposite of that, which would be... Oh my god, we were talking about this in the... Wait, was it like something might go wrong? But no. It's in your control, that's all I know.
Yeah. It's the Tower card, but it's in positive alignment.
So it's
now,
good.
That's fine. Basically, Monica, the Tower inverted, basically what we're saying is a lot of people panic when they see the Tower, but when we get it through in a good positive alignment like that, it's actually about recovery. It's about rebuilding something. It's about getting something back after.
It was like something might go wrong, but it'll come back. So it's like you will, like if you got in an argument, it would recover.
Yeah, it's all about putting things back together, rebuilding and getting something positive out of a situation
that's negative.
That was quite negative. So that's a brilliant card to come up with. When I've pulled this in to get more details from you, what I'm basically saying is...
Wait, does that mean we can't read for Tyler? Because Tyler's a minor.
Can't technically read for Tyler. If you choose to read for Tyler on DMs after this has gone live and I know nothing about it, you can totally do that. But we're not going to do it on here on this page. Now... Interesting, Monica, when I've looked at the further details here, I've got every single one of my cards has come up inverted. So what this is saying is, you know what? You can make the decision to make the best you can out of this relationship and what you build together going forward. But sometimes you just got to be like, I can't micromanage this. I can't kind of think, you can't defend yourself from possibly getting hurt and completely open up to a relationship. Is what this is saying.
But it's in your control.
The decision to be part of it and take that risk is within your control.
Yes,
but you can't control everything within the relationship.
You can't control the relationship, but you can take part if you want to.
Yeah, basically. Now, interesting, the first card I've got come up here is the Moon card. Now, this is basically saying follow your intuition. You are not somebody who has bad intuition. You're quite good at, you know, being able to trust your gut instinct. You are someone who gets that little voice in the back of their head that instinctively goes, yes, no, good idea, bad idea. Listen to it and trust it. I've also got 10 of Wands, positive alignment, and the 9 of Wands in positive alignment. There is a long-term path to be walked here. There is, you know, changes within this part of your life are going to happen slowly and steadily. This isn't going to be a big whirlwind romance. This is going to be one where trust and reliability between the two of you builds over time, and that's probably a good thing given the past that you've had and what you've gone through. So it's all looking very positive. Just don't expect a big whirlwind romance, but I kind of don't think you are looking at the cards and energies I've got around this. I've missed so many cards. Yeah, okay,
that's because people are going too fast.
People are going
how long
really
it
fast.
takes to take a reading. It's hard work.
Okay, wait there. Let me check back through all the messages.
Being a man, moon.
We are going to do 2 more.
2 more questions.
And okay, off the top. Okay, I've got. You know what we'll do? Let's scroll back through.
Best question.
I tell you what, we'll answer them all up to Deborah Rockfort, who's just come on and asked a question, but we'll go back through them because I think we've got most of them.
I think the other one after that was the team because she wanted another one.
It's the team I was asking about a love life. We will totally do that. Now.
Love life.
Okay,
I don't have one of those.
You're too young to have one of those. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so the next one we've got...
Jensen has one of those and he's only a year older.
We've got Annie Lee. They're just generally asking if there's anything coming up for her. So, general reads are really hard when you're doing short pulls. This will be a good test for you.
Okay, so basically just say what it comes up. Okay. I'm not gonna... Okay. Okay.
You're lucky. When I learned to read, I was younger than you. I was 11 when I first started. And I used to read with playing cards. Okay.
Well, that's good.
That's good cards.
Okay.
Okay, Annie. So we're in a good place. We're off to a good start.
We got the world in positive alignment. And basically that means you're coming to the end of one part in your life, but you're gonna start another part of your life. So it's gonna be like the end of one stage in life and you're going on to the next.
And that's definitely a good thing.
And it's in your control because it's all
coming up nice and rounded off and in a good place.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm getting quite a lot of info bouncing through here. First off, I've got the Knight of Coins coming through. This kind of new beginning, new phase in life. The World card is a big card to get come up. Draw on the strength of your friends, especially those who are good practical people. I kind of see like you've got a lot of people around you who are like really good cheerleaders. They're like, this is a good idea and this will be brilliant and everything will be fantastic. But what you kind of need to focus on are the friends that are going, okay, well, if you plan this way and do this thing, then I can give you advice on that specific issue. Surround yourself with the practical people. All the earth energies around you at the minute, and they're going to be really beneficial. You're coming through is the Empress, which is quite a nurturing card. So this new phase, this new beginning sees you taking on the role of almost a mentor or someone who assists other people into making changes, in doing things, which is very positive. And the Seven of Coins tells me that on a practical level, sort of like finances, money, job, all of that stuff, property, paying rent, everything looks pretty stable and good going forward. So that's a good reading. I like it when we get like, everything's good.
And then
okay, and a Hera. Oh no, I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. You can see a picture there. So a general card pull. The general card pull.
So
ooh,
magical.
nice.
I don't know what it means though.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
I read it before, but I can't remember what it was.
Go with your instinct on it.
I see a monkey.
Okay. You always get drawn at animals. I'm gonna have to get you on the Druid Craft decks or something.
I like animals.
Do word association until you pull it through.
Magic.
Magic. Okay. And what does that conjure up for you?
Harry Potter.
No.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, magician is all about confidence. It's all about taking the first steps on a new path. It's all about really just kind of getting that self-belief in order to allow you to do more things. So that's kind of very much the overarching energy that we're seeing around you at the moment. Now, what I would say is, when I'm refining this in, it does look as if there is a lot going on around you at the moment. And a lot of this kind of confidence and assertiveness and taking new steps seems to be not so much around a new project, but more a new kind of outlook. I'm getting a lot of family cards. I've got Knight of Cups, I've got Queen of Cups. There seems to be a lot of people around you who look to you for advice, to help with things, to do things. And this is kind of you very much coming into a place where you're like, okay, people, enough. This is what I can do. And if I am going to help you with this, it's on these terms. And it's you very much kind of taking that slightly more assertive role at managing your time, managing who you allow to have your time, and being quite assertive with it. And that's the big thing that I'm picking up on. It is quite hard to do general readings when we're doing quite short ones like this. However, she is doing well for just a week of reading. I agree with you. Okay, so let's have a look. What do we have? If we caught up with everyone, I feel like I've missed one. I feel like I've missed one. We've got Katie. Gemma. We didn't get Gemma.
What's Gemma's question?
Gemma Louise Rhodes. I think that was the last one. Yeah. Let's do Gemma, and then we're going to end this disaster of a live stream.
Offended.
I have a feeling we're going to end up doing more of these against my better judgment. But I have a feeling it's going to happen. Okay, so we are reading The last reading for the night is... Oh, no. Yeah.
Are you sure what's the last one? I'm pretty sure the last one began with a D. The name began with a D.
Deborah Rockford it was.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Say it with Gemma.
All right.
Deborah.
Sorry, who have we still got to read for?
Deborah and Gemma.
Deborah and Gemma.
Hey, I found your Nivea lip balm.
Thank you.
It was down beside the bed.
Thanks for that. Okay, so we're reading Gemma and then Deborah, and then are we good? Yeah, okay.
My tea is cold.
Mine's going to be as well. Okay, so Gemma then Deborah?
Gemma didn't... What was Gemma's question?
It was, I think Gemma's was just a very general one, and Deborah was going through a transition that she wanted to be looked at.
So just like, what is going on in Gemma's life?
Yeah.
How's Gemma's life gonna go?
Yeah, general for Gemma.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm confusion.
You're confused by
I've never drew the sun card.
You've never... that's the star card.
This... Oh!
Think about it.
I'm getting bad vibes.
Why are you getting bad vibes?
Because it normally means luck and it's inverted, so...
It does. So, if you...
Bad luck. That's what's coming.
That is one way to phrase it, but how do you phrase that as a reading? Bearing in mind what I'm looking at here.
Okay.
Don't focus on my cards, focus on your cards. Your card.
I don't know how to put it as good as I can. All I know is that you're gonna have bad luck.
Okay.
That's all I know.
The way to look at the star card inverted, the star card is all about opportunity, good luck, good fortune.
So she's not gonna get any good opportunities. Well, she's not gonna get like anything.
Don't rely on things
just
turning out okay. Is where
you need to rely on reality of things.
There we go. That's the message that's pulling out. Basically, if you're in a situation in the next few months where you're like, maybe it'll be okay, I'll not plan too much, it'll probably be fine. Don't assume it'll probably be fine. Read the small print, double check the details, make sure you've got written confirmation, all of those things, double check. That's what we're getting through come here. It's a case of don't kind of rely on it'll probably be fine, double check it. And interestingly, I'm getting through very similar when I'm pulling out mine. First card I've got is Temperance in Positive Alignment, which off the back that's really good. Temperance is all about navigating complicated situations, but this has come up in positive alignment, so this is telling you are more than capable of doing that. Yeah, things might get a little complicated, it might get a little tricky, which isn't great, but having that Temperance card come up is going, you know what, you are more than capable of figuring it out. Just be prepared for it and kind of go in there with the game plan that people might mess things up, details might get confused, but if you're fully prepared, you will get through it fine. And again, it does look as if this is something to do with plans changing last minute, because I've got the Seven of Wands inverted. So if you're planning trips, anything that involves an advanced plan over the next few months, double check all the details, have everything organised. However, the change when I've got the kind of longer term future plan, although you're possibly now looking at this and looking at it anyway going, yeah, I've got some stuff I need to sort out. I'm kind of not feeling as if it's going to go great, especially now you've just told me I need to double check everything. Longer term, I've got the 10 of Coins coming up in Positive Alignment, which is long term practical success and happiness. 10's a big success card. It's interesting within tarot, you've got 3s, 6s and 9s. 3s are those first steps, that first rung on the ladder success. 6s are the halfway there, time to reassess, look around, work out what needs changing to get the best results. 9 is the almost there, we need a last bit of a push in order to get that end goal. 10 is that success card. So although there may be a few hiccups along the way that you need to iron out, it's aiming for something long term and very positive. Now, last one, which was Deborah, who was going through a transition in her life.
So how's the transition going to go, basically?
Basically, how is this period in time going to go for her? How's it going to figure out? How do we help? What can she do? You are looking at a general overview of things she maybe needs to watch out for or look at during this time.
The moon.
Oh,
The moon is a good card to get.
I love the moon card. It's one of my favourites.
But I can't remember what it means.
I've just said it. We were talking about this in the card tonight when we were talking about favourite cards as well.
Good fortune.
The moon card is basically, show the card that you've got. Moon card
I
in
got
positive
the moon card in
alignment.
positive alignment. Does that mean good fortune?
It kind of means good fortune,
Because
but
good fortune's coming into my head.
it is, but it's not just about luck. It's not kind of opportunity.
Kind of like you have to make it happen yourself.
Partly.
So something good's gonna happen, but you have to do it yourself.
You do, and you have to rely on your instincts. The moon card is one that we often see. It often comes up with people who have psychic ability themselves, but it's one that basically goes, look, trust your gut. There are good things happening, but there's a lot going to be uncovered over the next few months. There's a lot of information you're not fully aware of yet, but when it comes to light, it's actually going to put you in a more favourable position.
Can we do this every, Thursday or something? What day is that day? Tuesday?
Yes, we can do this every week.
This is happening every week.
Until my career ends. Anyway.
Ruining your mom's career.
Once I learn, get a beep button and censor you. And yeah. So yeah, trust your gut instinct on this. There's more information coming and it's going to be positive and it's going to help the situation. A few bullet points from me on my card. 7 of coins, positive alignment. Don't worry too much about the practical side, but finances, job, career, all those things seem to come together pretty well. There is a female, I've got Queen of Wands and 3 of Wands, both inverted. There is a female figure around you who actually makes this transition a bit more tricky. And it's quite frustrating because you're like, I'm making the changes. Why are you the one that's freaking out?
Go away.
Yeah, it's slightly frustrating and a little bit annoying. Just be prepared for it. Just kind of be in a position where, like, you know what? Just let them. Just let them wig out and don't let it kind of.
F off.
No, do not.
Well,
I know you didn't swear, but you implied it.
Well, Sugar Honey Ice Tea is implying as well.
Wait, we're gonna have to have a chat about censorship. Anyway. Basically, just don't let this person pull you down. Don't let the opinion of others pull you down. Don't let their opinions on the changes that are going on in your life pull you down. And yeah, just trust your gut instinct and wait for more information to come.
Tell
because
her to
it is
go
coming.
worry about our own life.
Tell her to go worry about her own life. That's
like,
good thing.
Stop getting in my life. Go to your own life.
I did warn everyone at the beginning of this live stream that if you think my readings are abrupt and to the point, you were in for a treat. As you can see, there was a reason for that disclaimer.
I want to do one more question.
We are not doing any more questions tonight.
Right.
Do you know how long this live stream's gone on for? Bear in mind we were going to do it for like 15 minutes.
Well, can we not do it for another hour?
No, we can't do this.
I enjoy doing this.
I know you enjoy doing this.
This is how I want to spend my time.
I know. This is how I spend my time.
Either ruining someone's day or making it better.
Tarot reading. If you would like a reading without this one here.
But this one's going to be here.
If you would like a reading without this one, you can get readings from me on Purple Ocean, Purple Garden, Keen and Psychic Vop. You can book readings direct via our...
I don't know. One day I might just steal your phone and you all the readings off your account.
I make sure I log out. You can also book the readings directly on psychicround.co.uk. The website link is on this page. You can either book little video readings off me, which you will get sent a link to. Only you or anyone you send the link to has access to those readings. Or you can book a longer reading on a live stream like this one, but a much more detailed reading than the ones we've been doing tonight.
I have a question. Like, to end this live stream, can I do a reading for you? Because this
Why? Because you're going to do a reading. Okay, I want you to give me a reading on Wait there, let me think of something that's not going to destroy my life. I want you to give me a reading on... Yes, she does. She costs tons to feed. I would like a reading on... Oh, what do I want a reading on? On... Oh, give me a reading on how well I'm going to do with the next section of my course on my nutrition section.
This might just ruin it.
My tea's cold. Yes! Sorry, you shouldn't read other people's cards. Give me the reading.
The sun. It's the sun in positive alignment, because I know what that means.
What does the sun mean? Look at the imagery.
I'm guessing it means that what I'm getting is like the sun's above the mountain, so like something positive's gonna happen with it. God's gonna look down.
The sun, right.
Right.
The imagery on the deck you're using, I can't remember the name of this deck. It is quite traditional if you've looked at the cards. However, the sun card normally has a field of grain. This one's got sunflowers on it.
So
the sun card is normally linked to harvest. Harvest is symbolic of rewards that you get after a period of hard work.
So basically, it's gonna go well, but you're gonna need to work really hard, and you're gonna need to spend nights and stuff studying.
Yes.
So, study, otherwise this card means nothing.
You're like horror tarot. I have never known anybody be able to read a positively aligned sun card with that amount of animosity in their voice. Like, it's like a new genre of tarot reading. You are to tarot reading what Ozzy Osbourne was to music.